Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Practical English Brain. Today I'll be explaining the comparative degree of adverb. You might have already learned the comparative degree of adjective, like when you're comparing like two people or things or places. But there's a difference, okay? We're not comparing, nouns. We're not comparing people, places, or things. Like, you know, Tom is taller than Mike and Mike is shorter than, Tom, or Kabul is more beautiful than Peshawar, Peshawar is less beautiful than Kabul. We're not comparing, places or things or people. We're comparing the actions of people while using the comparative degree of adverb. And I want you to keep in mind that I'm going to be explaining both the comparison of degree and the comparison of manner. Let's begin with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The comparison of equality of degree, like, like two people do something like equally. There is no difference. They do something the same way. We use this structure: as plus adverb plus as adverb as. So what's the idea? Look at these two examples. Mike works hard, Tom works hard. Or Mike works honestly, Tom works honestly. There's another point that I'm going to be explaining as soon as we're done here with this slide. Like, there are one syllable adverbs and there are more than one syllable adverbs. But when we use the comparative degree of equality, that doesn't matter. Your adverb could be one syllable or could be more than one syllable. So use just the same structure. So Mike works hard and Tom works hard, and now we're trying to combine these ideas, put these ideas into one sentence. So this is how we do it. Mike works as hard as Tom does, or Mike works as honestly as Tom does. Now if somebody says like Mike works as hard as Tom and they don't use like this auxiliary does over here in spoken English, it's okay, it's acceptable. But it's going to be more appropriate, it's going to be more formal to use auxiliary according to the tense over here, like here with simple present tense. So does, and according to the subject. Mike doesn't work as hard as Tom does. You can make negative sentences, that's also possible, or you can use yes no questions. Does Mike work as hard as Tom does, or does Mike work as honestly as Tom does? That's also possible. Now look at this structure over here. So now we have one syllable adverbs, and there aren't too many. Some of them are here. I've brought some of them over here, like hard and soon and late and high and well. Okay. So if your adverb is one syllable adverb and you want to use the comparative degree in your sentence, then you just add R or ER. Like late, this adverb, this word already has E, so we just add R. But like soon, sooner, hard, harder, high, higher. And well is irregular adverb. We cannot say weller. We cannot add ER, okay? So the comparative degree of well is better. And it's also the comparative degree of good, which is adjective, okay? So this is how we use one syllable adverbs in our example. Look at this example. He works harder than she does. Okay, so it's somehow more formal, but you can also say he works harder than her. You can just use object over here, okay, noun or object pronoun. But that's going to be like more formal if you use auxiliary according to the tense and according to the subject which comes before this auxiliary. So for example, if you use simple past tense, he worked harder than she did. Or he's working harder than she is. So you use auxiliary here, the last word over here, according to the tense, okay? And for example, soon, they came sooner than he did or than she did, okay? Or for example, late, he arrived later than I did. Possible. You can jump higher than I can. That's possible, okay? So you can use all of these one syllable adverbs in comparative degree. Now, what if your adverb is like more than one syllable adverb? In that case, what you should do. I'm going to explain that over here. Okay, now most of the adverbs which are used in this case are called adverbs of manner, and more than one syllable adverbs of manner are taken from adjectives. You just add ly to the end of an adjective and it becomes adverb of manner, because we compare the actions of people in which way, like how something is done. Therefore we use adverbs of manner. Like honest is an adjective and you just add ly, honestly, quickly, careful, carefully, professional, professionally, beautiful, beautifully, intelligent, intelligent, amusing, amusingly, surprising, surprisingly. So there are many adverbs of manner with ly. So now if your adverb is not a one syllable adverb and it's one of them, that you see over here, then you do not add r or er after like what we were doing with one syllable adverbs. So you use more for positive degree and less for negative degree before these adverbs in your sentences, and after these adverbs you use the word then. Now let's have a look at some examples. He teaches English more practically than she does. See, before practically this adverb we use the word more, and after this adverb we use the word then. So Biden leads America less skillfully than Trump did. See, just an example, okay? Actually, like you're comparing the two actions which are related to different people, according to these examples. But this is also possible that you compare two actions which are related to the same person. For example, just to give you an example, in this case, like Biden is leading America now, like he's the president of the United States of America. But if he is elected again in the future, so now I'm trying to bring an example in which I'm comparing two actions related to one person, Biden. So if Biden is elected again as the president of the United States of America, he will lead of America more professionally than he does now. So that's also possible, like two actions related to the same person at different times. In that case, you just use a kind of time expression. I hope this point is clear. And now look at this example. He drives his car more carefully than he used to. Sorry, I've forgotten to use the subject over here. Then he used to. So again, two actions related to the same person. He drives his car now, and he used to drive his car in the past. But now he drives his car more carefully than he did in the past, or than he used to. I hope that idea is clear. And now the comparison of manner, like in which way something is done. So most commonly in somehow formal English we use the word as in this case, but in spoken English the way. This phrase is very common, the way, okay? So they couldn't serve the country as they promised. So in spoken English somebody may say they couldn't serve the country the way they promised. So instead of as, you may use the word the way. So for example, you're asking me how should I decorate my living room, and I'm telling you decorate the living room as she wants, or the way she wants, okay? The new manager can't improve the company as he was expected, or the new manager couldn't improve the company the way he was expected. Okay, so that's possible. Thanks for watching. Have a great time, and my next video will be inshallah about the superlative degree of adverbs in the near future. Have a great time. And